when there's something strange in the neighborhood. Your ball's too small. Cole's fall. Alright, welcome back. Today's workout has all tons of fun stuff, as always. Now, you do need a band for the warm-up. And if you click the no bandless video, then you'll see options for what if I don't have a band. And you're going to need your bag, a heavy bag for the workout. The heavier the bag, the more fun it's going to be. Even if you want to use dumbbells or kettlebells or a barbell for the actual workout, for the warm-up, I just want you to go with a band here because we're just trying to get the body nice and loose and nice and pumped and warm before actually starting on the real magic. First movement. Daphne is here for you guys, demoing everything. She's going to stand in the band. Have the band in her hands, obviously. She's going to pull the elbows to the ceiling, keeping the band approximately to the chin. As long as it's above the chest, I'm all fine with it. But the idea is simple. You need to make sure that you initiate the movement with the elbow and not focus on where the hand goes, but focus on where the elbow goes. Because you can easily get the band to go higher by dropping the elbow. That's not what we're looking for. We just need a high elbow. Now, this can feel very painful if you have any form of shoulder impingement or something. So what you do then is you stand in the same way and you're going to just pull the band out to the sides. Yeah, that's weird, Daphne. I know that. There we go. Boom, little side lateral raise here with the band. Why is it so tough to do? Because of increasing tension of the band while you pull harder on it. Elasticity, baby. There we go. Same amount of repetitions there. Band, side, lateral, pull apart. Or something like that. Now, our second movement is where we're going to front rack that band. This is going to feel a bit weird here. Front rack that band. Get your squatting stance going. And then slowly get your body to get warmed up for squats here. Make sure you keep your entire foot pressed on the floor because otherwise the band will slip underneath and hit you either at the butt or at the chin, and both's not really nice. So make sure your entire foot's on the floor. You sit your butt right between your heels or on top of your heels, knees tracking the toes, sitting as upright as possible, really working that high elbow position during the front squats. If this is impossible because of a knee injury, you just place the band around your head, like on your neck. You're going to have a slightly more narrow stance like Daphne is doing. You're going to bend your knees a bit and you're going to make some beautiful good mornings here. Sit your butt back, squeeze your abs, find your hemis on the way back, squeeze your glute on the way up. Bend good mornings as an injury substitution for front squats. We just showed you 2 movements. It's now time to put them together in the general warm-up. It's going to be a 5-minute AMRAP for pure quality, alternating between 10 repetitions of that upright row and then 10 repetitions of the front squat. Right? Daphne's going to start with you guys. I have my timer ready. Shaboom, 10 seconds to the start. Let's do this. Don't go fast, just try to go unbroken at a continuous pace with no breaks. There we go. So starting with the upright rows, elbows go nice and high. Make sure that even on the way down, you control the movement. The band is going to pull you down, and you fighting that downward motion actually makes the shoulders work. It's great for the rear delts, side delts, and traps, depending on how you execute the movement. But in our case, rear delts and side delts are doing most of the work here. Really working that stabilizes for overhead positions and such. Upon completion of 10 reps, you do a quick little muscle clean there to bring the band to your front rack. Oh, look at that. Bring the band to your front rack position and then follow up with 10 front squats. Now, the thing is, she's probably going to do about a round per minute, which is a good pace on this. Don't rush the squats. I know lots of you without actual weights are going to go very fast on the squats. Just try to make it look as good as possible, preparing yourself for the terror of the workout that we have later today. Alright, and she's completed 10 reps and she did that in 1 minute. That means we're going to do probably 4 more rounds of this, making this a total of a 5-round warm-up. Good luck. See you guys back in a second. We just warmed up using a band for a shit ton of repetitions in 5 minutes. It's now time for some mobility, plus some more active warm-up work for the last part of today's session, which we call the workout of the day. Now, 3 movements in a 6 interval concept. So we have 40 seconds of mobility, 15 seconds of a break, 2 rounds, 3 movements. If you don't get it, read the text. Now, Daphne's going to start off with you guys right away. In 10 seconds, she's going to simply place her hands against the wall at approximately shoulder height. Then she's going to press into the wall, bring her chest towards the bottom. And we're not focusing on the upper back here. We're focusing on lats and lower back. That means she can relax tension in the belly and she can just lean and press her chest down. Now, often when we do this stretch, I talk to you guys about squeezing your belly to create a thoracic spine stretch. Now, not the case. No. We're looking for a pressed into the wall, completely relaxed torso, leaning down. 15 more seconds of the wall stretch. I want you to make it as passive as possible. Just lean in there. A great way of also ending the session today is doing this again. 5 more seconds, and then you're going to need something to hold on to, because we're going to do an assisted squat hold. All right, let's go, Duff. Let's find a pole. If you have a doorknob at home, you can use that. If you don't, it's going to be tough doing this without. You're going to simply pull yourself into a squat bottom. Your entire foot's going to be on the floor. I want you to go for a slightly wider stance than normal. She's actually doing that. And she's just sitting there. You can bounce around a little. You can move from left to right. Just make sure your entire feet are on the floor. You move around. You find itchy points in the hips. And you move through those, staying in that bottom. Having the assistance of your hands makes it a bit easier on the legs itself and makes you more focused on just the hips here. If you're a stiff ankle kind of person, you can use a lot of leaning into an ankle as well, like really pressing your knee over your toes here. That's good. And we got 40 seconds of this, so 5 more seconds, and then we move to the floor for some Superman holds. All right, here we go. Daphne is going into position on the floor. Now what she's going to do on the beep, she's going to do 3 sets of a 10-second hold with a couple of seconds rest in between. You need to keep an eye on the clock there. And let's start. Boom, 10-second hold. She's going to think of this. Legs together, big toe and heel squeeze together, arms far away, thumbs up. Squeezing her butt, pulling with the hamstrings, arching that lower back. Beautiful. That was 10 seconds. So bring it back down. 1, 2, 3. Back up. Good. So it's like a 10-second hold. You can count it in your head as well. As long as it's a 10-second active hold, couple of seconds of rest. And let's rest again, Duff. Let's do one more in 3, 2, 1. Go, and now you can continue until you hear the last beep. I always like to think of having like a football or something in between my feet. So I'm actively squeezing those together. And that was 10 seconds. That was 1 round. I need you guys to do 1 more round on your own. See you back in a second. Grab your bag, load it up, as long as you're safe. And let's get ready and have a look at the movements of today's workout of the day. Daphne is here is going to show you 3 movements with the back and 1 bodyweight movement. Let's go through all of them, but also discuss possible injury movements as in options. Okay, let's have a look at Daphne starting off with the first movement, which is going to be a bend over row with the back. So set up, hinge, shaboom, pull those elbows up and back, squeeze that back into your chest. Like I want you to think of pulling the back close to your belly button. So bottom of the chest, belly button. You get a big back, so it's hard to really get a specific spot there, but just pull your elbows up and back, keep the shoulders nice and low. Now let's assume that she has a shoulder, or not a shoulder, an elbow injury, not allowing her to do all of that pulling there. In that case, she's going to shoulder press. So just a strict press to overhead, from the chest there to overhead, elbow staying underneath that object, locking it out perfectly, shoulder presses. Same amount of reps. This is injury, guys. Look at that. Now, second movement is going to be the clean. So we're going to set up with our butt down, chest up, long arms, slightly below the knee. From there, you can do a couple of reps here, Dove. She's going to come up through the leg. She's going to clean the back. She's going to bring it back down. Now, the heavier the back, the more important it is to utilize proper mechanics here, utilizing the legs and the hips, extending at the same time, driving that bag up in the air, catching it by pulling yourself under with the shoulders and the arms. Nice little clean here. Now, if this is too hard to do because of that same elbow injury, I just want you to go for a Romanian deadlift type of movement here. Why Romanian? That means we're going to have a slight knee bend. Really focus on bringing the hips back, loading up those hamstrings, bending from the hip only, squeezing your butt on the way up. Don't go for a very big range of motion. Go for lots of control. Same amount of reps. Third movement. Front squats. Bag on the front. We warm this up with the bands as well. Sit your butt down on your heels. Get your knees to track your toes. Keep your belly nice and tight. Sit as upright as possible. Go through your front squats here. Now, if you have knee injuries not allowing you to do this, I want you to have the back in a hugged position and find that same flow as in the Romanian deadlift we just showed you. Shuffle your butt back into the heel. Squeeze your butt. Come back up violently. So think relaxed, violent, relaxed, violent. That's good. Now, we can ditch the bag and show you, because this was an injury option, show you the last movement, which is a pure body weight movement. We warmed up with Superman holds. Now we're going to do Superman pumps here. So we're going to go. Let's go. Give a couple of reps. Boom. 1. Boom. 2. So she's going to think of this. I'm completely relaxed. I'm going to squeeze everything. I'm going to be like a little banana here. Everything nice and together. Be as high as I possibly can. This is going to lit up your lower back. And guess what? That is the ID. Do not forget to squeeze your butt while doing so. Now let's take a break, Duff. If this is too hard, you can stay there for a second. If this is too hard to do, I want you to keep your legs on the floor. Keep your arms closer to your head. Can you do that for me? Yes. And then just do only like the upper portion there. Good. And yes, this is going to lit up the lower back, like I said, but that is actually what we're looking for. We showed you 4 movements. If you're confused, it's because we also showed you injury options, because we still need to discuss those, because if you have an injury, you can always join in on the fun. Because that's what it's all about, right? Now, the 4 movements were rows with the bag, then cleans with the bag, then we had front squats with the bag, and then we had those Superman pumps. The rep scheme is going to be 7, 7, 7, 14 in a 14-minute AMRAP. Let's see what we can get going on here. Duffin's going to start with you guys. In 10 seconds, the action is yours. Actually not. It's in 10 seconds from now. So I was lying to you guys. It was 15 seconds. Let's be honest here. And we're starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's do this. So just some rows here, really pulling that bag up to the belly button, lower chest portion, elbows close to the body, finding the lats and the upper back, squeezing everything you have for 7 repetitions. Then after 7, you go into the bottom position of the clean, you start heading those cleans. And all the work with the bag, even if it's very heavy, I want you to aim and do it unbroken. Because that is going to be the challenge. Why unbroken? Guys, after 3 times 7, so 21, you can actually lay on the floor and just do some floor pumps or Superman pumps, whatever you want to call these. We have another word for them here, which we're not going to use. Right? Let's not do that. During the squats, big toe, little toe, heels tucked onto the floor, knees tracking the toes, butt right on the heels and up right. 7, 7, 7. After the last 7 squats, you ditch the back, you go on the floor, and you're starting your 14 Superman pumps. Making a round probably lasts approximately a minute 15 to a minute 30 later on in the workout, allowing you to get close to like 10 rounds of this beautiful workout with 4 different movements. 3 with the back, 1 with just the body weight. If you're injured or it feels very hard, with the Superman hold, you can always keep your legs on the floor and just focus on the upper portion of the body doing that movement. You are going to expect the lower back to take a hit here, but it is safe. And safety is our #1 priority. See you back tomorrow.